I think it's actually very, very low. A lot of people are not trading oil. We actually stopped trading oil for a while as we were coming into 2020. We watched that swoon. And actually right now we have bought back some of the oil through that USO that I was telling you about, that ETF. So I think what will happen is if we can start to see a little bit of a pickup, we might see some interest there. But overall, I really believe that the interest in oil as a commodity has really basically died. And it's going to be a matter of if somebody's going to try to catch, investors are going to try to catch some kind of a wave if they see oil prices going up. Another thing we can't discount, by the way, about oil is if there's any kind of global tensions that occur, that could be a disruptor to oil and that can make oil go up. There's always that issue sort of out there. Middle East always has to be watched, what happens in Syria, Iraq, etc. So, all of these right now are on the table and people aren't necessarily interested in trading oil, but of course we know that could change. Again, I was there on the floor in 1990 during the Persian Gulf War, and I watched oil go basically from $30 to $100 within a very short period of time. So, oil is volatile. And so it's just been a sleeping giant. Is it a dead giant? That's what we're going to find out as we go over the next few months and what happens with global growth.
Has somehow geopolitical issue has been able to be calmed down for a momentary at least, so it can give or contribute, giving a good driver to the oil price movement? How do you see this?
In terms of the global tensions?
Yes.
Yes. Well, right now, the fact that things are at a relative calm, and we're talking relative calm geopolitically. Of course, social unrest is a whole other thing that's going on, and that really doesn't have any impact on the oil prices at this time. But yes, geopolitically right now, the fact that things are calm is one of the reasons why oil is not necessarily doing very much. If that changed on any level, which of course we hope it doesn't, then I think you would see a very swift rise in oil as people would start to hoard, thinking that production would be disrupted. Right now, production is so great and demand is so low, there's no reason for oil to go up unless any of those factors that we just talked about changed.
Okay, to close up, how do you see the commodity market outlook closing 2020, Michele?
The whole commodity market, or are you talking the oil market?
Oil in particular, and another commodity, let's say coal and so forth.
Well, as I said, right now, if you're looking at the technicals and you're looking at the charts, they're both showing very improved momentum. The price hasn't caught up, but very often momentum precedes price. So I think if we get a stimulus package here in the United States, that's going to be a factor, because that would probably mean that people will start going out again. Right now, we're in a situation where furloughed workers are at threat of losing the money that they've been getting. The loan moratoriums that people have been able to experience so they don't have to pay back loans is about to expire. So also, so much is going to depend on what happens with the government here, whether the Senate can come to some kind of agreement about the stimulus. And if they do, and the stimulus goes through, which I believe they will because it is an election year, then I do believe that oil could see at least holding, not necessarily going down, and of course then possibly rally as we talked about earlier. There are a tremendous amount of shorts in this market and very little interest, but if it becomes hot, you'll see people jumping in. So we're long oil, and we're also long coal through the company Teck, by the way, TECK, which mines, processes, and distributes coal. And we bought it right around where it's trading right now at $11.50, $11.75, and we're looking for that to go up to about $13, $14 before we reach a profit target. So skin in the game, that tells you that if we're long, it's possible that if it holds here and continues, other investors will get interested as well. That'll be positive.